Hey everyone, welcome back to Garner Reviews, and today we are going to be taking a look at two new pairs of Hazet Pliers. Now I'm very excited about this because one, they look absolutely awesome, but more importantly, I've never had an opportunity to actually have a Hazet tool. They make some great looking products, and there's a lot of people that absolutely love them. But we're going to be unboxing them, taking a look at them, and then we're going to be comparing them with kind of the Knipex equivalents, and we'll see how they stack up because Knipex sets a very high bar. So let's see if these measure up and if they're worth the cost, because I think these are coming in at a higher price point than even the Knipex counterparts. So without any more, let's get into the video and let's check out some pliers. So this pair of pliers actually comes from Chad's Toolbox. First time doing business with them, and it seemed like a great place to buy some German products. Here they are, the Hazet, and they're calling this the universal plier, or like a water pump. So here you can see that right there, water pump / universal. You can probably already see one difference here through the packaging, but let's pull these out and take a look. Of course, they've got that awesome Hazet blue color, which to me, being in the US, this is very reminiscent of channel lock. So, and I know a lot of people actually really prefer that color. So here they are. Now check those out. Great looking pair of pliers. They've got some heft to them. I think this is the 250s. I'm not sure how many more sizes they're going to come out with. They have a few out right now, and I don't fully recall all the different sizes, but this would basically be a 10-inch, plier, 250 millimeters. So interesting material here on the, it's like a nice dipped handle. Feels great in the hands, feels very similar to the Knipex dipped handles. You can kind of see here it is slightly textured, so it's not the smooth kind of glossy plastic. This is a little bit more of that matte kind of dipped finish. Absolutely very nice. You have Hazet here on your, I guess it would be like a single, it's your button, but it's operated with this lever here. So this is going to be probably kind of the big feature that we're going to be talking about, the big difference here. So made in Germany. There's the model number 760-2. And overall seems like it is very, very well made, which I fully expect from Hazet. But the question is, this pair of 250s, let's slide this out of the way, is this nice enough? I'm going to get my knife out of the way too. Are these nice enough to outdo a pair of Knipex Cobras? Now, as far as I know, Knipex is kind of the OG, it's the original version of these water pump style pliers, or universal. Here's the model number on those if you're curious. Now obviously this has their comfort handle, so it's not apples to apples, but I have plenty of the dipped style, so I know exactly what those feel like. Also made in Germany, which you can kind of see here. Let's get them side by side. Some different details. One thing I'm noticing immediately is it looks like you have less teeth here, so you have less available preset positions. At least that's how it looks to me. Now maybe this offers a certain level of robustness, but I don't know about you guys. I've never had a pair of these fail. Let me know down in the comments section though if you have. If you've ever taken a pair of Knipex Cobras, or really any Knipex plier, have you taken them to failure? What were you doing and what failed? So I've always wondered. I mean, these teeth seem incredibly small, but again, I've never had one fail, and I've torqued on them pretty good. So here they are opened up. Let's do the same here. So one thing I'm noticing too, the handles taken fully out. The Knipex Cobras get a little bit tighter, which a little bit more together, which might offer, I don't know, it feels slightly better in my hands at least. So here they are, kind of rough. Let's see if we can do this. Jaw opening size looks practically the same. So I think you're going to get essentially the same exact opening size. Now this might offer slightly more like pinch guard protection, which I guess unless your thumb was like right up in there, but it's definitely more than these. So you could get these really anywhere in here if you weren't paying attention. Get that to bite down. So of course this is just a single button. That's kind of classic Knipex. This paddle. Smooth, it's very smooth along here. Drops into place nice. You can kind of see operation. It is very smooth. I mean, it's every bit as smooth as these. Now this seems like you're getting, let's make an adjustment here. Are you getting about the same opening? Let's compare them. No, it actually, see, it seems like the Knipex Cobras are opening up a little bit more. So they're opening wider. Yeah, it's just kind of a different shape and a different geometry. Now, when you're not down on the bottom preset here where you're maxing it out and you're hitting this pinch guard, if you come up a little bit, right, now these come together very nice in the hands. So I'm not too concerned because typically you're not always maxing these out all the time, and even at that is still, oh, there we go. See, that just locked in there. Okay, now it's fully locked. I missed it, but anyways, even in the hands like that, it's still very comfortable. You're going to be able to apply a lot of torque, and if you have larger hands, that you're probably not going to notice that at all. Now, one thing they were claiming is that this is now one-handed adjustable, and I can kind of see that it's not. I don't know. Let's see, how would I hold this? You can kind of finagle it with like pinching it between your pinky and your, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, you can get some adjustment in there. One-handed, is it worth it? I don't know. I mean, this is definitely, let's see, can I? Yeah, I can't really do one-handed adjustment on here. So this is pretty much two-handed adjustment, and it is what it is. This is claiming to be one hand. It's a little bit awkward, but you can actually make it happen. So kind of interesting. Now, I've noticed Klein has a pair of pliers that is very similar to these. I forgot the model name. I've actually played with them, and they seem very nice. I think it's an American-made product, so that's cool. And they have a similar system here with the paddle. So I think overall, I mean, it's a nice pair of pliers. The head is shaped a little bit more. It's got, it honestly looks just kind of heavier, a little bit beefier. About the same thickness there, but it's just kind of wider through here. At least it looks like it. I can take some measurements and include those. The jaw structure looks very similar though, so you're gonna get all that nice, and your teeth, structure is the same. One thing I am noticing, they have this notch here. You can see that right there, and I think that's for grabbing like round bars or maybe a nail or something like that, where maybe you don't want to damage it too severely, or you just want to be able to grab something, piece of rod or something like that. You can do that there. So maybe that's a nice feature for some people. So very nice pair of pliers. Again, price point is pretty high. It's two tools made in Germany. I don't know how to feel about them. I'm going to work with them for a while, and we'll see how that lever system works, and if I'm frustrated by the presets here, if they're if I was hoping for something a little bit more. I don't know if I'm going to be though, but it'll be interesting to see long term. So that's the first pair. Let's get into the next ones. All right, now if you keep up with tools and you kind of know what's going on, you may already be able to guess what is in this box. Obviously, We have a competitor to the Knipex Cobras, which is probably Knipex's most iconic pair of pliers. If it's not, it's in the top 2, followed by, my guess would be these. Hazet's attempt at, let's just ignore all this for now, the Pliers wrench. Now this, I think, is very new. I don't know how long this has been out, but it is, it's a new product, and it just recently, I think, showed up at KC Tools. So we're gonna get that out of the way. Let's pop this bad boy open. Here's some interesting stuff before I get too far into it. See this on the back, 0 to 56 millimeter opening. These are also a 10-inch pair. You can kind of see all the different examples. Now, they pointed this out on the other one, on the Hazet water pump pliers, but it looks like they're including this spot for holding a nail or a piece of round rod or whatever. So, kind of interesting. That's cool too. They're including their clamping range stamped in there, and then they also offer protective jaw covers if you need those. So they're kind of coming out of the gate with a decent showing, and they have a few different sizes of these. I can't recall all of them off the top of my head, but if you guys would like, I will link to them down in the description. Always check there. I'm also going to start including some links to, like, obviously KC Tool, but I don't know how many of you guys like to shop on Amazon. I'm gonna, when I can, have Amazon affiliate links. So if you would like to support the channel, that's always an option, but never expected, but always appreciated, right? Wow, that's some nice presentation. Check that out. So it comes like in this one they're showing off, series 760 and 762. So here's the Cobra competitor water pump pliers, and here's the pliers wrench. Oh, check it out. They've got the model numbers and the lineup right there. That is handy. So I'm going to kind of zoom in here for you guys. So Hazet, you can pause and take a look at that. 125s, 150s, 180s, and 260s. Very nice. And then for the water pump pliers, 125s, 150s, 180s, 260s. So identical size ranges. That's a great like kind of offering right off the bat. So the largest it's going to go is the 10-inch, and I would expect if they do well, they will start looking at bigger and maybe even some smaller sizes, but you have a great range there already. And check these out. These have some real heft to them. I'm going to pull out a pair of Knipex in the 10-inch variety, and we'll do some comparison. Now the handles, this is different. So you have what looks like the same or very similar blue kind of dip, and then it looks like it's maybe got a second coat with this black on there. I guess that's what's going on. Very well done, but it feels slightly, not squishy, but it's slightly softer. It's very, man, it's smooth. I like that. It's not the plastic, not the same, I don't think, as the Knipex Pliers wrench, the red kind of smooth dipped ones. They're not textured as much. These feel like something else, but like, I like them. Boy, it fits the hand really nice. Here's the back side. Made in Germany, 762-26. Interesting kind of jaw design, and again, you're getting that paddle switch, which, check that out, that's got some play in it. That wasn't present in these. Let's take a look. It looks actually like a different, kind of a different switch altogether. Now it's hard to tell on camera, but this is actually flattened, and it almost has like a similar matte finish that a lot of German tools have. This is actually got kind of almost a domed feel to it, and it's kind of almost like a polished. So I don't know if this is like earlier generation or if the water pump pliers are going to always have this style. There's I guess I didn't notice it as much. There's a little bit of play there, a lot more play there. Now, is that a problem? It's a good question. One thing I will say, I'm going to grab a pair of Knipex pliers wrenches and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here. Okay, Knipex water pump pliers. Absolutely love these. Now you can get them, if you guys aren't familiar with them, you can get them in the chrome, you can get them like this, you can get 3 different, or maybe it's two or three different handle styles. Great options. This is a fairly new, I think this is like the newest generation because they're including this texturing here, this these kind of milled cut areas here. What would you call that? The term's slipping my mind, but anyways, they've actually narrowed it down right there, so kind of fits your hand. If you want to choke up on the plier, you can do that. You got your push button. Now, these are almost brand new pliers, but it is like late spring, almost early summer right now. I've been working a lot and been outside, and it's been very dusty already, and my tools have been getting super coated in dust, and I can feel it. These things are tight, they are well made, there's no knock against them, except if you're going to be in a very high dust dirt environment, you're going to have to clean these. You just are. They do not take well to dust. They want to bind up and get grimy. Now, I don't know if it's like a big deal breaker, but something I want to point out. Now, is that going to be different with these? Because you have obviously some play here. That feels like it's got a little bit more play. Let's look at the teeth here again. Now these actually look very similar in size, so it looks like I'm getting this kind of the same range of positions. This might be slightly larger. Boy, it's hard to tell though. But let's check this out. There's not much play. I don't know if there's any more than... Oh, yeah, there might be slightly more play in the Hazets. And I don't know if that's a bad thing. I want to be able to say, you know, like, hey, the tighter, the smoother, the better. These are very smooth. It is very smooth. But it definitely feels like it has more play to it. And I don't know if that's a bad thing if you're working in an environment where you have the potential to get them really dusty or dirty. Maybe that's an advantage. I don't know. You guys let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. I'm kind of curious now. And check this out. Okay. So that's bottomed out. This would be fully closed. So got a nice fit there. That feels very similar to what I'm going to get here. And actually it's not. Look at that. I shouldn't have spoken up. Okay. Let's see if we can. So on this pair, the Hazet actually closed tighter. Okay, so we've got, but you're not getting full range. If you went full range, down to 55, okay. Now actually I think on the Knipex, are these marked? They're not. And they're saying only 52 millimeter range. 52 millimeter, okay. Oh no, I'm sorry. See, these actually have, so they are marked. They're laser etched in here. Okay, so there's 52. So let's close it up. That's somewhere between 52 and 47. It's kind of bottomed out there and closed. Here, actually, looks like I'm gaining a millimeter or two. Which probably, yeah. I line up the top, you can kind of see it there. It's hard to do. A little bit, millimeter or two. So I'm actually able to get more range with a nice closed handle. Very interesting. Very interesting. And I'm getting total size, I'm getting more. I can get up to 56 inches. I probably have to use 2 hands to use that capacity. There we go. Just kind of run them side by side here. But the head shape is totally, oops. Okay, now I've had that happen twice. It is hard, there we go. It's hard to get those locked in. Now maybe that's a learning curve and I'll figure that out eventually. I'm sure that would be the case. but there we go. Okay, so let's get those kind of close to being lined up there. Yeah, it's really interesting. The head shape is different. Check that out. So I think these are actually almost, might be narrower. I'll take some measurements if you guys are interested. Looks actually slightly thicker. So you've got a little bit heavier material there. The handles are, well, they definitely look thicker through there. Look at that. They feel like they've got some extra weight. Let's get a scale out. Let's check this out. All right, got my wife's kitchen scale. Do not tell her I am using this for tools. It's okay. It's our secret. So Knipex 250s. Now these have the comfort handle, so this isn't exactly apples to apples, but let's just get a ballpark here. 491 grams. Now I could include links, I probably will, to the Knipex website, and you guys can pull off the official numbers if you're that curious. Let's see what this is. Holy moly. Wow. So it wasn't just a perception. These are definitely heavier. Almost, right? Almost 100 grams difference. Yeah. Almost 100 grams. So there you go. Now, are you getting a lot more strength? I don't know. I don't know. Boy, it's so interesting. Again, if you guys have busted a pair of the pliers wrenches from Knipex, let me know. How did you guys pull that off? These things feel so remarkably strong. I've never broke one. Now, maybe if you slide a pipe on it or something, you get a heck of a lot of leverage. Maybe you could break one of these, but goodness, I don't know how else you would do that. So, is this heavier? And that means it's sturdier and stronger. It's a good question. It's a really good question. This is interesting too. I wanted to point this out. This is pinned in here. So in order to change anything in here, if you ever had to fix the spring or you wanted to take it apart and clean it, you were going to have to drive that pin out. So definitely not as easy as compared to this. You have a single Torx screw, remove that, and you can pull this all apart and have this cleaned up in no time. So that might be worth thinking about as well. Let's also weigh these, okay? Again, comfort grips, so not exactly the same, but they're both 10-inch. 365. That should be easy to remember. Wow. Wow. Both of them, 100 grams, give or take. Like, yeah. So the Hazet paired are both about 100 grams heavier than their Knipex counterparts. Is it worth it? At some point, weight, if it's not increasing strength, and not only that, even if it's increasing strength, but it's really not needed. I mean, if you're slipping a bar on one of these to try and break something loose, you're probably using it outside of the scope of what it's intended for. Now, no judgment. Hey, you got to do what you got to do to get the job done. So I'm not, that's not a critique. I'm just saying, you know, they probably weren't going to recommend you slide a bar on here for, you know, a bunch of extra leverage. So at some point, additional weight, even if it comes with additional strength, may not be worth it. It may be worth having a slightly lighter tool. You're going to stay, you know, the less weight, the less fatigue, and that can be important, especially when you're using something like this all day. That might be a really, you know, valid concern for some people. So very, very interesting products. Let's get this out of the way now. What do you guys think? 2 pairs from Hazet. Are these worth it? Again, that lever action is kind of cool. I kind of dig it. It'll take a little bit of getting used to. So I don't know. I don't know what you guys. I'll be curious. I will be curious to hear what you guys think of these. Again, there's a couple of unique features. You got this kind of cool paddle switch here that somewhat enables one-hand operation. I can give them, you know, maybe a passing grade on that. It feels like a little bit of a stretch to call that one-handed operation, but it is certainly more one-handed than the Knipex version. I'll give them that. Fit and finish looks good. I mean, it's made in Germany, it's made by Hazet. I expect this thing to be as durable as the Knipex counterparts. They're heavier, so there's that to consider. Jaw structure looks great. These, let's see, can I do this one-handed with these? Yeah, you can. I feel like I'm gonna get a hand cramp doing it. I don't know. Again, is it more one-handed than the Knipex version? Yeah, sure, I can give you that. You also have that rounded cut there if you need to grab a piece of rod or a nail or something like that, you can do that. Otherwise, the fit and finish on these looks good. Good lineup there. That's a blue on there. Oh well. Looks like it fits really nice, tight together. Don't get a whole lot of play there. I don't know. It's very smooth. It's robust. I don't know. Now the price point between these are, I think, quite a bit higher. I think these are clocking in. Oh boy. They're over $100, and I don't think these are anywhere near that. I think, boy, I should have looked it up beforehand, but these are definitely south of 100. So, is it worth it? Is it worth it? You guys drop a comment down below, please. Let me know. Would you rather have the Hazets, or are you gonna stick with the tried and true Knipex versions? Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna put these to work. I've definitely got projects, and I'll do a follow-up video here in the future and let you know kind of my findings if I notice anything beyond what we've talked about today. So anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm super excited, even if these aren't you know, some sort of Knipex killer. The price point may make that prohibitive, but to have some Hazet tools on the channel, I'm excited. Now, I don't know, I think I'm more excited about these than the Universal. These feel very nice. We'll give them a good run. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. As always, appreciate you guys. I'll have links in the description. I'll catch you guys in the next one.